Welcome back to B-GHUD Videos. We are here today with Mr. Abraham Verghese. He was in London for about 45 years, where he also practiced as a barrister. Today we will be brainstorming certain words and phrases that we come across in IELTS across all modules. Could you tell us about the importance of power of reasoning?
Power of reasoning, wow. The power of reasoning is a very powerful tool, and it takes a certain amount of learning to get knowledge in order to develop the power of reasoning. The power of reasoning is if 1 plus 1 in my simple way equals 2, what is 2 plus 2? Can it be 3? No. Why not? Is it because the numbers are the same, that 2 plus 2 is 4? Or does it mean that 2 plus 2 is a multiplication of 2? There are many reasons. You ask a mathematician how he works certain things out, and believe you me, some of us might spend our entire lifetimes trying to work out the first line of what he is thinking. Because there are so many combinations in life. That's why we never master life. Okay? The most powerful part of reasoning, okay, is that we reach a conclusion that is made up of all kinds of substances, okay, that has been given a certain treatment in your mind, or a certain treatment has been worked out by others who have created it and written about it, or can show it to you, and you are able to absorb and understand that reasoning. Just absorbing it parrot fashion and regurgitating it is not knowledge. Okay? You must analyze it, see what it is for, why it is there, and develop your own reasoning out of it. The power of reasoning gives you the power to understand more and more and more. And in fact, it is ironical that sometimes when the power of reasoning increases to such a level that you also begin to ask yourself, what is the purpose of life?
Right.
Okay? So it helps you to broaden your outlook. It helps you to understand more subjects. It helps you to appreciate and enjoy a variety of products in the world, a variety of creations in the world, and for example, the enjoyment of nature itself, can be the result of a power of reasoning. The enjoyment of wildlife can be the result of a power of reasoning. Okay, so a power of reasoning is an accumulation of the reasons, the development of ideas, the circumstances, the conditions that make you reach a certain reason. Okay? And that reason is satisfactory to you and develops your mind in a given direction. Okay? So yes, it's a very broad subject.
Right.
All right? And it's very difficult to summarize it in such an acute fashion.
Right.
Okay? I'm just giving a broad perspective.
Thank you so much, sir. Moving on, a concerning topic, especially in today's world, we have juvenile delinquency. Could you speak about it, sir?
Yes, I could do. But I don't think it's just this modern day's problem. It has been a problem for a long time. As long as there have been juveniles, and any variation from the parents' minds or the elders' minds from their own method of thinking makes a person delinquent. But there is a very serious side to it. In other words, a very damaging side to juvenile delinquency. And that is where they behave in what is fashionably called out of order. O, right? In other words, they do things that is damaging both to themselves and to society. Okay? And when that happens, that becomes a delinquent behavior, and it needs to be addressed. Sometimes parents can manage it with a certain amount of patience and tutoring, love and attention. But at other times, the child is badly affected and needs outside help. There are those who, for example, take drugs or alcohol or smoke, drugs, and so on, and enter that line of delinquency. There are some who thieve or kleptomaniacs. There are some who enter into violence, that's with gangs. And all these aspects are forms of delinquent behavior which society must be able to handle. Otherwise, there will be no law and order. Okay? In some instances where it gets too serious, the police are left with that responsibility. There are also homes and residences where youngsters are taken to be treated and hopefully brought back into society as useful products. Now, when we talk about all these things, I'm also reminded about those who are sent to jail. Their delinquency might have landed them in jail, but when they come out, they are an entirely different person. Okay? The experience is shattering or can be very constructive. It just depends on your attitude. And at the same time, there is sufficient punishment in the system to make sure that you go on the narrow and straight and narrow. But if you're not a person who wants to be corrected, then no institute is going to be able to achieve success with you. Okay?
Thank you so much, sir. So, I heard you when you were speaking about attitudinal problems. So, can you elaborate on that?
Attitudinal problems.
Right.
Well, attitudinal problems are fundamentally, I believe, based upon the sum total of what your circumstances and what you've been taught and what you've been affected by. Okay? And you develop an attitude. Now, an attitude can be very constructive in that you take a determined attitude to study hard, a determined attitude to eat strongly, and to become a competitive, agile athlete. There are many constructive aspects of life for which attitude is necessary. Sometimes they get badly affected because the attitude is developed by parents' desire to make you something or the other, or to satisfy their shortcomings during their period of life, of early life. They want you as children to achieve it. And that sometimes generates a repulsion towards that particular way of life or that particular form of thinking. And that repulsion can actually then transform into hatred towards the parents. So you must be careful to know what sort of attitude must be constructed in order to be a success in life, in order to avoid the pitfalls of life. It is all there scripted for us. Years and years and years of experience have been laid down in books, in magazines, and now in videos, in various other forms. So there is no reason why most people should change their attitude to be negative or to be destructive to society. But like everything in life, nothing is perfect, and you will always find people with an attitudinal problem.
Right. Thank you so much, sir.